Hello and welcome back. All right, so in the last lesson we went over the darken group. In this lesson we're going to work on the lighten group, which is the exact opposite of our darken group. If we take a look at this particular file again, we can see that even the names suggest the opposite of each other. We have darken and lighten for the first two. Then we have multiply and screen. And then we have color burn and color dodge. And as you may remember, when we went over dodging and burning, we explained what dodging and burning is. Dodging is making things lighter. Burning is making them darker. Then we have linear burn, linear dodge, darker color, and lighter color. So you can expect the exact opposite results from darken versus lighten. So let's go ahead and take a look at each one of the blending modes. Now also real quick, I did mention in the previous lesson that white is going to be your neutral color. Well, when it comes to the lighten group, the opposite is black. So black is now going to be our neutral color. So let's go ahead and apply the first blending mode in this group, which is lighten. All right, we can see that black is doing absolutely nothing and white is not really blending in with the layer either. Now our 75% gray bar doesn't look like it's doing much until you take a look down here, and you can see that it's faded a little bit right here. We can see a hard edge from that grayscale bar. Now just like with our previous blending modes, we have to adjust the opacity in order to have the pure white bar to blend in with the image below it, whereas before with the darken blending modes, we had to adjust the opacity to affect the black to blend in with the layer below. So again, it's just the opposite. Now the light mode is a pretty good mode if you'd like to have your images have that faded look. So just keep that in mind. Now the other thing I want to mention real quick before we continue on is we're not actually using a grayscale or gray colors for our blend color when we're using our blending modes. It could be another image that you're blending in with another image, or it could be a solid color, or it could be other types of layers as well that you blend in with the layer below for different types of effects. Now, these are just the basics. We do have a section in this course where we're going to use blending modes more often in more practical situations. And those are, of course, in the advanced section of this course. Not all advanced projects are going to be using blend modes, but a lot of them will. And you're going to learn more practical uses for these blending modes when you get to those advanced projects. This is just the basics to get a better idea of how each one of the blending modes will affect your images when you apply a particular blend mode. All right, let's set this back to 100% and take a look at screen. So it's very similar to the lighten group, and we do have to make an adjustment to the opacity to see the full effect on pure white. Next we have color dodge, which is going to brighten up the colors in the image below it. Now just like with color burn, it's too intense at 100%, and I recommend bringing this down to get better results and to blend it in a little bit better. Next we have linear dodge, and again it's pretty intense, so we need to drop the opacity again for this particular one as well. And you probably notice most of these are adding like a faded type effect to the image below it, and each one does so a little bit differently and adjust the contrast of the image below it. Depending on the blending mode, one will provide more contrast versus another. All right, so the last one is lighter color, and this one really fades out the image below it and removes a lot of the contrast. All right, so that's the lighten blending mode group. In the next lesson, we're going to take a look at the next group of blending modes, which consists of the contrast group.